Next is citizens not on the agenda. I have one form here for Mr. Flug. Dale Flug.
Dale Flug for the record. Thank you very much. By the way, before you start the clock on me, I would just comment that it's quite entertaining sometimes to come to this commission meeting. For those that don't attend, it's provided my happiness for the day. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on lawlessness and the duty of the jury. My full statement was emailed to you yesterday, so what I will do here is simply summarize. It's good for you to know what the people think. This is what I'm hearing. There's unrestrained growth of government and lawlessness in this country. Government out of control. Rapid growth of federal, state, and local laws are affecting every element of our lives. 21,000 new laws between 2009 and 2014. 21,000. Laws implemented by agencies without authority to do so, many in deliberate conflict with our U.S. and Florida constitutions. 1803, the Supreme Court decision stated, a law repugnant to the Constitution is void. The Constitution is still the law of the land. Non-laws must be treated as such. Maybe you already recognize some of these non-laws that we have. And ask yourself, who will do something about it? When elected and appointed officials act without regard for the rule of law or have little consideration for their oath of office, what can we do? One says, it's not my job. Another boasts, I can do anything I want to because I'm doing it for the good of the people. And now the people are following their leaders' examples of lawlessness. Our Declaration of Independence says the purpose of government is to protect the inalienable rights of the people, that government derives its power from consent of the governed, and when government fails to do its job, it's the duty of the people to change it. But how can we change it? How can we remove this plague from our nation? Thomas Jefferson said, I consider trial by jury as the only anchor ever imagined by man by which a government can be held to the principles of its Constitution. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia in 1992 said, the American grand jury is neither part of the judicial, executive, or legislative branches of government. Instead, it belongs directly to the people. It is, in effect, a fourth branch of government, governed and administered directly by and on behalf of the American people. Its authority emanates from the Bill of Rights. Do we see that today? We see a corrupt judicial system infected with lawlessness in many cities, counties, and states. I recently emailed to you an overview of a situation in Dixie County, Florida, for your consideration. It's not a unique story. It's going on all over the country. A man that simply wanted to report a crime to the court faces 70 years in prison if he's found guilty. His rights to a trial by jury were not granted. The root cause, corruption, lawlessness, and injustice. I said the people have lost confidence in government, but we're not about to give up. We are educating people in the local area on principles of freedom and our Constitution. We're currently hosting a course on the duties of the jury. This is a copy of the manual. To educate the people on the history, core principles, and duties of the jury. The original duty of the jury was to judge both the law and the facts. That hasn't changed in 900 years. But lawless men never cease trying to change it. If we can educate the people, if they realize the anchor available in the jury, perhaps we can overturn lawlessness and restore justice. If not, we will end up as lawlessness always does, slaves under tyranny. Our very lives depend on our education, our courage, our actions, perseverance, and sacrifice. I hope that you hear my words. I hope that maybe you'll join one of our future classes, that you will learn about that anchor from the jury. recognize the role that you can play and work together with us for restoration. Thank you. Do you have any questions or comments?
You're teaching those classes, and what kind of a form is that, Dale?
We meet weekly for about 2 hours. This is a class prepared by a group called the Institution on the Constitution. Previously, we've taught the Constitution, which is a 12-week course. It includes a series of video lectures, homework, tests, and open discussion of the group. So I've got some of my students here. And it's really an interesting course because understanding this whole problem of lawlessness, going through this course, people seem to get it. They understand that what the courts say, like this situation in Dixie County, when the judge says you don't have a right to the jury, the judge is saying that's an opinion. That's not the law. He doesn't make the law. So we're hoping to continue this. It's a 6-week course. We're actually doing it in 2 locations right now. Avon Park Lakes Baptist Church on 6 o'clock on Wednesday nights, and at Homer's Restaurant on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. You're welcome to come and sit in. If you'd like to meet, I'd love to show you the contents of this because it's not our opinion. This is the group that prepared this is a law firm up in Maryland, and it's being taught all over the country.
Thank you. That was a good presentation. Anybody have any questions or comments on the board?
I just want to thank Mr. Flug for coming in front of us with this information. I personally thank you very much.
Okay. Perhaps you could designate somebody, Mr. Elwell or somebody, to coordinate participation of.
That's a great choice.
Thank you. I hate you all. I'm glad to attend. I'll probably go to the one where there's food.
I'll be glad to keep you informed of what's going on. But
thank you.
We're really excited about it, and now people are asking us to come back on the Constitution. I think, Mr. Ritchie, I talked to you this morning. There's a lot of concern, more concern in our country about what's going on when 21 Christians can be slaughtered, and people seem to just shrug their shoulders. You know, we need to really examine lawlessness and what it really means. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you. That's the only citizen on the agenda I had. Anybody else from the public have anything they would like to say?